Well, it's February 2022, Libra. It's great to have your company again. And I've just been looking at your horoscope. A little bit of a different format this month. I just need a little bit of a break from the office, so I came down here, blank wall, neutral. You know, it's the beginning of the year and I want to give you some fast, but hopefully pertinent information, especially because there's a congestion of energy in your 4th house and 5th house. And on the 1st of February, a new moon taking place in your zone of love affairs. That's the 5th house of your horoscope. New moon right next to Saturn. Saturn's one of your best planets. And so this is a great opportunity for you. In fact, there may be several opportunities for you. You're meeting new people now. You could have your eye on someone that tickles your fancy. Or if you're already in a relationship, this new moon is about revamping your attitude, breathing new life into the relationship, especially if it's become a little bit outmoded, a little bit stale, so to speak. This can be a time where your creativity injects new life into your love affairs. So that new moon takes place on the 1st. And then you've got this other combination of planets playing out in the 4th house, your domestic sphere. That's the retrograde Mercury taking place right now in its transit, having moved across Pluto, and again about to move back out, which it does so on the 12th, then on the 15th back into your 5th house. So this, as I've said to many of the other signs, a retrograde Mercury, but in particular being in conjunction with Pluto, shows that your reevaluations are going to have some transformative influence on your life generally. The way you look at things is going to be very much measured by the way you change your thinking and your attitudes. It's about being adventurous enough to venture into new intellectual territory, to seek out new understanding for those old problems. You know, often the problems we have are not things we identify straight away and then fix. They sort of grind us down week after week, month, sometimes decades. I've had people come to me, they're in relationships, and this may be pertinent to you, especially if some of these relationships are in the domestic sphere, because your 4th house is exactly about that. It's got to do with the nature of the relationships you have in your family arena. How do you change that? You know, they say you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your relatives. You can't pick your family members. And that makes it difficult, especially when you see behaviours that you have to change. It needs a radical new approach to thinking. And that's exactly what can happen this month. Mind you, your ruler, Venus, is in the 4th house as well. It's just finished its retrograde motion around the 29th of January. So it's picking up steam and you've got a lot more confidence. You've got that power of Mars, because there's a conjunction next to your ruler now in that 4th house. Venus does indeed have a very, very comfortable journey in the 4th house. So you feel that directional strength. It's a northern direction if we look at it from a purely astrological technical view. But that does often mean that movement in the northern direction to northern areas can revitalise you, can give you a better handle on the situation. And Venus does make that conjunction on 17th of February as well, just as we see the Leo full moon. So that's the 11th house, and that 11th house is to do with a fulfillment of your desires. These are life goals that you may have. And the full moon does accentuate the emotional investment, your investment of emotional energy into those things that you deem to be worthy of pursuit in your life. They can be friends, they can be ideals, they can be work circumstances, they can be physical objects such as houses or cars, destinations as in travel. So that full moon is important for you, taking place in that 11th house. 11th house is friendships. So I dare say that there may be some information gleaned also from this full moon. The moon itself is regulating your 10th house of career. And it's an excellent placement, I must say, because the career planet moving through into the 11th house as it's full brings with it financial gain, profitability, especially if you're running some sort of business, particularly if that business is associated with women. So these are all really positive transits for you, Libra, throughout the month of February. The movement of the sun through your 6th house, that also brings with it some competition in the workplace, but nothing that you can't handle, I'm sure. You need to be a little more aggressive in that area, in a respectful sort of way. And with that full moon in the 11th house, I think you can make some great gains in your professional life as well. So get on over to astrology.com.au. I've got some lovely information for you there on what's happening this month, next month, the rest of the year for that matter. I've written up 3,000 words for you. Feel free to subscribe. Also feel free to drop me a line if you want something a little more personal. You know, it's important to get the time of birth, place of birth, and then we can really align that horoscope to your very unique and individual destiny. Each person's karma is unique. Yours is as well, and I'd like to share what that karma is with you. Just drop me a line. In the meantime, take care. I'll see you next month. Bye-bye now.